Hi guys, welcome back to another Daily Tarot card. These are your Daily Tarot cards for Friday, June the 9th, 2023. Today we're pulling from the Egyptian Tarot cards. So we have a situation here where someone is involved or, like, I feel like innocently didn't mean to, fell for someone, got hit with Cupid's arrow, here. The person in the green here, I feel like they're ruled by Venus. I feel like, they wear their heart on their sleeve. I definitely feel like the Queen of Cups. I feel like a nurturer. I feel like this person in the middle didn't mean for this to happen either. I feel like it just, like I said, like, kind of like they say, wrong place, wrong timing, but not in such a harsh way. But it's just like, I feel like what happens here and how things move forward relies on the green person in the green. You two definitely have a magnetic force with each other. You definitely have twin flame energy. They were talking about the King of Wands yesterday and the Queen of Wands. So you're both intuitively highly intelligent people. But I feel like, and it's unfortunate that it relies on her, but I feel like the fact that he is torn between a rock and a hard place where it's just like his heart is still with the person that he's with right now, or they're with right now, but they're distracted by this other person. And it's just like, it innocently just happened. It's just like, I happen to come together and it's just like, what the heck, you know what I mean? And I feel like it's just, you're both like kind of depressed without each other. But I feel like you guys, I don't know if you guys will be able to be friends. That's the thing. This is hard because it's just like, you're really going to have, I feel like you guys try to be friends, but I feel like when you're face to face, if you ever get face to face, it's just like, I feel like that pull is going to be there. You know what I mean? Like, and I feel like they're saying, don't do it out of your lust. Don't do it because like the person in the green may have, been alone for a while, or it's just like, their eagerness, where they tell you before you go on a blind date, take care of yourself, if you will, so you're not thinking out of your lust. You're thinking clearly, don't drink too much and stuff like that. But I feel like there's this magnetic pull. It's just like when you guys make each other laugh and, you have a lot in common, but it's just like the fallout, and I feel like this is what the Six of Cups is all about. It's just like this trickle down effect of what'll happen here. When we go to the Nine of Pentacles, this is all usually about a rebirth in our life. You know what I mean? But they're saying here, it's just like, you got to take, action here. Like, not action to the fact of going with someone that is in a partnership, but the thing is like caution, and this just so rings true, but it's just like, you got to realize the gravity of what you're doing, the fallout of the situation. I feel like you're being protective, or you're both being protective of yourselves, because it's like, you're trying to move forward in life and this situation happened, and you're trying to move away from that, but it's just like, it's in every part of your life, your dreams and everything. And it's like, you do things to like minimize the impact of the weight of this, but how can you escape your dreams? You know what I mean? It's just like, you do everything not to think about them, but it's just something comes in. It's kind of like, I thought I was out, they bring me back in, you're just like, oh my gosh, like really, and the Four of Pentacles, it's like, you got to take some weight here, because your actions have consequences. You know what I mean? I feel like you may feel like you two would end up married, but I feel like the traits that they carry that, kind of turn you off are greater than what connects you. I don't know if this is like trivial things, or I don't know. It's hard to say. Like, I feel like if you two got face to face, that could be trouble. You know what I mean? So it's just like, I feel like honestly, the person in the green, if you don't give the green light to them to pursue you, you know what I mean? Like, tell them like, yeah, I like you too. Like, hang out and everything. Like, I don't think, I'm being 100 here, that they would sit there and even think about going with you. You know what I mean? I feel like they would stay where they are. Like, they're content where they are, but they know that they're being mistreated. That, like, their love language is not reciprocated. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like it's a very one-way street with that relationship. I feel like it's stagnant, and every relationship is like that. They go through ebbs and flows. You know what I mean? They're saying it's all right. It'll be fine. You'll probably end up staying together. You know what I mean? They're saying you'll be miserably happy. Oh my gosh. That's horrible. You know? But they're saying because this person is shy. So it's just like, maybe they're not used to this kind of attention. Maybe more so now. You know? They're saying that like this combativeness. I feel like you two do like tit for tat, you know? I feel like you purposely hurt each other because it's like, you hate the fact that you have feelings for this person. It's like you don't want to have feelings for them. It's like that you know your moral compass is like they're in a relationship, or it's like I'm in a relationship. I should not be having these feelings. How dare I? You know what I mean? Like, you know, and it's just like you treat them like dirt to push them away, and it hurts them, and you know it, and it kills you that you hurt them. You know? But you can't think of anything else to do to stop yourself from falling from them. So you're like, if I hurt them, they won't, you know, be around me. And I feel like you see that. You know what I mean? Like you could see like, you know, your actions did have some weight in bearing because it's just like, it's not the same anymore and it kills you. You know, I feel like it even depressed you. That fact that you hurt them so badly and you know it. You did it to push them away because you're trying to stay the course. And it's not like they're purposely, you know what I mean? Again, I feel like this is in it. Like you can't really, because of the glare of the overhead light, but it's like, you know what I mean? Cupid's arrow hit them. You know, the fact that our boobies around don't help my situation any. Oh man. Dang, I kind of shot myself in the foot with that one. But it's just like, you know, I just feel like this is an innocent situation. You definitely have energy from the past. I don't know if this was a past relationship or like you guys just get each other. You definitely have that yin yang, have a lot in connection with each other, but it's like, it's a bad situation, you know? And you can't sit there and be like, you have to leave your partner in order to be with me, because the thing is, if they're saying a window of opportunity, okay. It's just, for them, it's just like, do I risk it all? Do I risk everything? And then this doesn't turn out. So I feel like they're in a rock and a hard place. It's like, you know, as much as they want, you know what I mean? But the thing is, it's like, you know, until you actually know each other and spend time with each other and everything like that. And that's where it's just like, for me, I don't feel like it will work out in that way. I feel like you guys will be the best of mates. I feel like you guys will be the best of friends. They used that word mate last night. With the Game of Thrones, with the King of Wands and the Queen of Wands. They used that word mate, and I said this must be New Zealand, Australia, British. So they're, you know, they may have ancestry with that. You know what I mean? But it's just like, you guys got to be cautious here, because I definitely feel like this one will blow everything up. This one will say, I feel like they're like, the person in the middle is like too honest. You know, they actually kind of like a dense cap. Oh my gosh. That's funny. They're like, look at that cap on their head, like a dense cap. I don't feel like it's that. I feel like it's just the purity of the situation. It's just, you know, when someone gives you what your partner is lacking in, you are attracted to them, because it's like, oh my gosh, like this is a possibility. You know what I mean? Like I could be happy. Like, you know, they will give me what I need, you know? My partner is so blind to the fact that I'm always giving and they're always taking. You know? The fact that it's like, I will move hell and high water for you and you will not do the same for me. That is the worst. Where you sit there and you love someone so freaking purely and so unconditionally, it's like you will move, again, hell and high water for them, and it's just like, it's not reciprocated, or it's overlooked, or it's taken for advantage. It's like, you know, they just expect it, you know, and it's just like they keep adding more. This kind of, you know, resonates with my past relationship with Shane. It's just, you know what I mean? You know, the fact that I would get up at 6 o'clock in the morning wasn't good enough to make him coffee, you know what I mean? See him off. It's like, it started being this, and it ended up being like this big list of things that I had to do for him before he went off. And I was just like, it's fine. You know what? He goes to work. You know what I mean? I'm sure it's not easy. You know what I mean? At least I could sit there and get him off on the right foot for the day. He could go to work and then he could woosah when he comes home. He don't have to worry about nothing. You know, he didn't have any honey to-do list or anything like that. You know what I mean? But it's just like, you know, you do feel some sort of way when it's just like, you know, your partner just complains and complains and complains and never sits there and says, damn, you know, how lucky am I that I come home to a hot cooked meal as soon as I walk through the door and I don't have to do anything. I can sit there and watch my whatever sport is on TV, you know, and woosah for the night and not have to worry about nothing. I don't have a honey to-do list on the weekends. I can just enjoy my days off, you know, so that way, you know, whatever stress of the workplace would stay at the work. Well, he would take it home with him, but you get what I mean? It's just like, I feel like this is what this person is going through, where it's just like, you know, I have this, but I can have this, you know, and I feel like I'd be happier here, but they don't know for sure. You know what I mean? And I feel like that's the thing, that both of you don't know if this would work out. I feel like you have seen each other in a relationship, you know, with the Judgment card, where you guys would end up getting married. But is that actually the truth? Because I get that there's traits from each other that both of you do not like about each other. So I feel like that's where it's like, you know, is that enough for you guys to actually be together? You know what I mean? But I feel that magnetic pull. You know what I mean? But that's where they're saying you guys are like soulmates, but in a friendship way. You know, and they kept saying that. Soulmates are not just lovers. Soulmates can be friends. So, you know, you got to think long and hard about this one. You know, especially if you're in a situation where it's like, it does not just affect you, it affects others around you. So, starting with the Six of Chalices, the Pillar of Ra, concreteness, fair sightness, lasting, wrong one, sorry. The White Crown, intellectual and spiritual purity and simplicity, pleasant memories. So we definitely do get that, like, you know, this is all about nostalgia. For me, I definitely got where it was like they were showing like the pillar, like a strong pillar, where it's like this chalice, this humongous chalice is sitting on this concrete pillar. And it's like you're able to sit there and give that to others. But they talk about memories here, especially the way that I see it is with the way that when I saw this card is like, this is the fallout of the, you know what I mean? It's like we start pouring into this cup and it's like it falls out. And this person here, obviously, out of their anger, you know, we're showing the waning crescent moon here. So this could happen by the end of the month, you know, where someone actually takes action in this relation, in this kind of seeing how this will, you know, unfold, you know. But it's just like that person will blow it all up. It's like, yeah, you're going to do this to me? You think again, you know. So we have the Nine of Pentacles, the power of Anna. Shrewdness, caution, seeing both sides of something. Ambiguity. I love the fact that they're saying seeing the both sides of something, because it's like, you know what I mean? If you were the person that was in the relationship right now with this person, yeah, it would be different because you would, you know, your love language is different. But the thing is, it's just like, you know, would you want that happening to you? There's nothing worse than sitting there and just like, you know, you always turning against yourself. You were not good enough. That's why they left you. It's not that at all. It's just, you know what I mean? Like I said, this is an innocent situation, but I feel, and you know, if you're in the green, I feel for you. You know what I mean? I definitely feel like there's something here. You know what I mean? I feel like that's why they purposely do and say things to hurt you, because they're trying to push you away. That's their way of pushing you away. You know what I mean? But it's just like, you know, that if that was you, you know, the lady in the burnt orange here, like you wouldn't want to be in those shoes. You know what I mean? I feel like they're saying like they never thought they would be able to have someone like you. You know what I mean? So you definitely are seen as, you know, as, I hate to say a step up, you know, but at the end of the day, there are traits of you and of them that you both don't like. I feel like more like him. I'm getting masculine energy here, but I definitely get that there's, something there that is just, you know, that you guys just, I feel like more with a person in the green, that it's just, you can't get over it. You know, we go to the Six of Swords. This is where we're putting, you know, where we're protecting ourselves as we move forward. Resonates in this situation, but also grounding yourself in these emotions. You know, especially if you are the person in the green, where it's just like, if that was me, I would, you know, it's like how, you know what I mean? You would question, you know, if I was the person in the burnt orange, I would question the person in the green. Like, how could you do that? You know, like now you know that they're in a committed relationship and you still, you know, move forward with this. You know what I mean? So this is where he's like, you know, do I risk losing her and everything that I have and built with them? You know what I mean? It is a huge risk. You know what I mean? I can't help but feel like this kind of looks, I know it's only a semicircle, but you know what I mean? Especially with the circle around them, looks like the sun. You know what I mean? We were talking about the Wheel of Fortune. They're saying a stuck situation moving. And I feel like this is where it's just like, I don't know what the fallout is right now, but it's just them getting the courage. You know, I feel like because there's such a depression about this, it's just, you know, they're like, don't let it feed your ego. They're like egotistical. So, Six of Swords, the ship of the dead, departure, adventure, inspiration, research, daring. Departure, maybe it's like, you know, maybe you feel like you should depart. You know, if you're the person in the middle, it's like, you know, maybe you should, but the thing is, it's like, you know, you got to think long and hard what you may lose. They're saying you can't unring that bell. I don't think she would. I think she would. I really think the girl, the person, I definitely feel like this is what the dynamic is, but I really feel like she would take you back, but you would have hell to pay. You will be living the rest of your life on your knees with her, within this relationship. You know what I mean? I feel like they're saying taking a break apart. She's not all innocent in this either. The one in the orange. There's been times, but there was someone significant they actually considered leaving you for. There didn't. They chose to stay, but there was a reason for that. Because there was a situation where you really showed who you are as a partner. I definitely feel like you wear your heart on your sleeve. And that person didn't bat an eye or anything. So for them, that was the reason why they stayed. You know, because they're just like, oh, in sickness and health, you know, this person will be by my side. You know, whereas that person that I was lusting after. And that's the thing where we get confused. You know, is this lust? Is this love? Is there really a connection here? You know what I mean? And I feel like that's where you have to think, you know, take yourself out of your ego. But I really do feel like there is a connection. Like, I feel like a magnet. As much as you two try to pull away from each other, you know what I mean? I feel like you say something to push them, push them away, because it's like, you know, this is where my heart is. My heart is, like, you're talking yourself into staying in this relationship, which is, I totally get. You have a lot to lose. You know what I mean? And she will burn it to the ground. She will destroy you. You know, she will do everything to, you know what I mean? Just, you know, but she has a lot of anger in her. So I feel like unless, like, I will be 100%, unless you are the person in the middle, unless you break off this relationship and you've healed and you still want to be with the person in the green, then I would, you know what I mean? But until that, I feel like it's like, you cannot just sit there and make this decision because something shinier comes along. You know what I mean? I know you feel that connection. I know that. But there's things about that person in the green that pisses you off. You know what I mean? So, you know what I mean? That's the thing. It's like, you know, they have things to lose too. It's not just you. All three of you have something to lose here. But I feel like you and the orange will get back together if things don't work out with the person in the green. But why even risk it? You know what I mean? So this is where I feel like they're saying you guys can be mates. You know? So the Lovers, this is where it really comes out. The test. The struggle between passion and consciousness. But indecision is more fatal than the wrong choice. Examination, attempt, pact, the need for a decision, the sowing of seeds. You know, the need for a decision. You know what I mean? Maybe you know, the green one ends up pressing for this, you know? I definitely feel like there's someone that's like, I need you to leave them to be with me. You know what I mean? But I feel like this is just someone out of greed. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like this is someone that is not there because this is a different situation. This is kind of like a gold digger situation. They want you to leave that person to be with them, and then that you support them, and then they end up, you're just like, what the heck? What the hell did I just get myself into? You know what I mean? So it's just like, that's where I feel like, because her boobs are out, you know, I'm like, oh man, you just shot this one. I'm like, oh, she's the empress. She rules with love. You know, she wears her heart on her sleeve. She has her boobs out. I'm like, oh, dang. You just really just, you know what I mean? I definitely feel like you could have a happy relationship, but I don't think it'll be long lasting. I really don't. Maybe you'll hear that and you'll be like, oh, not long lasting, forget it. So 4 Pentacles, Uri of the North, closing of accounts, division of goods. And that's what it's going to end up to. You know, division of goods. She will call your workplace. She will throw you under the bus. She will say whatever she can. Even though she's disgruntled, maybe your work will be like, you know what, we don't need this kind of drama here. You know, maybe, you know, you cause a lot of waves and that'll be just something for you to exit. You know, like, that's what I'm saying. You're gonna be brought down to your knees. You know, so it's like, is it really worth the risk? You know, is it really worth it? So judgment, renewal, a moment in which everything will change and in which everything will no longer be important. Examination of one's consciousness, the critical moment, the arrival point, change in priorities, the consequences of one's actions. And that's what I was saying, a trickle-down effect. You know what I mean? That's why I feel like they're saying, you know, like the action of your consequences. We keep getting that. Actions and consequences. This relationship between two keeps coming up. You know what I mean? That temptation. You know, maybe there are people out there that sit there and make sure they're secured in another relationship before they leave the other one. You know what I mean? Like, the other person already knows what's going on and everything like that, which is fine. There are people that need time to heal, that sit there and, you know, feel their feelings, you know, and that's the way they process things, you know, before they move on to another relationship. So everyone's different. Not everybody is the same. You know what I mean? And I feel like, you know, especially this judgment card, I definitely feel like a marriage there and a union. You know what I mean? But the thing is you'll never know until you two are face to face and you guys take your time with each other. You know what I mean? Maybe there's going to be an understanding. Like, you know, let me get to know you, blah, blah, blah. Like, I have a lot to lose. If I do this, you know, you're going to have to keep this under wraps. You know what I mean? And it's like, are you willing to do that? You know? So, there's going to be a lot of sacrifice here. But just know, person in the middle, that girl in the orange ain't going to go out quietly. You know? Not at all. They're going to sit there and burn you to the ground. They will sit there and call your job. They will call your family. There's like your daddy. They will blow up your life. You know what I mean? And it's just like, you know, if you're the type of person that likes peace and harmony, this ain't the way to get to it. You know? So, you may even get tempted by a fourth or a third person here where I just think you should think long and hard before you do this, because we were talking about compromising your moral compass and who you are, and, you know, remember we keep getting that Ace of Swords, you know, are you going to be the victor wearing the wreath, or are you going to compromise yourself, you know, karma. So definitely watch before you make any steps or do anything here, but, you know, I feel like you guys could be great allies and mates, nothing wrong with that, but anything further than that, it's you're compromising yourself. So I hope you guys enjoyed these daily tarot cards for Friday, June the 9th, 2023. Have a safe and happy weekend. We'll see you for the next daily tarot cards.